Hi everyone, I'm Ben Gonzalez and this is TDI. Today we're talking about travel insurance and what happens if you cancel a trip. Came up in some questions recently. So we're here with Melissa Herman from our property and casualty area. What do you do here at the agency, Melissa?
I'm a manager over here in the property and casualty area.
Excellent. So you're going to help us out and talk to us about travel insurance,
Yes.
right? So obviously some of this has come up because of news about the coronavirus, but we think this will apply to any kind of illness in the future. So let's just get right into it.
Yeah.
I want to cancel my trip because I'm worried about coronavirus. Am I going to get my money back?
Well, that's a great question, and the answer is it depends. So we always recommend to call the insurance company whose name is on the policy that you have to see what would be covered and what would not be covered.
Now, when you said the insurance company that's names on the policies, that's because you could have gotten it from your agent or from a
Yes.
travel company.
Yeah, you can get it from a travel agent, an insurance agent, it just depends. So you always want to contact the name of the insurance policy.
The insurer that's covering your trip
Yes.
there. So what is typically covered? What kind of reasons can I cancel a trip for?
Well, the reasons vary as well as the different types of travel policies you can purchase. You can purchase all sorts of policies. Some travel policies will cover you if there is a weather disaster, or maybe if you have an illness, you can cancel because of those reasons. There are policies that you can cancel for any reason, but even those policies have certain parameters or restrictions and what is covered and what is not covered. So it just really depends.
So cancel for any reason doesn't really mean any reason. There can
Usually
still be
not.
exclusions in there.
Yes, there could still be different reasons.
We've seen a lot there's a lot of reporting right now about Corona, and they talk about those cancel for any reason policies. And epidemics are often an exclusion in a lot of cases. And also there's time restrictions. You have to buy them within a certain time of when you've planned the trip. Is that correct?
Yeah, so there's different time frames of when you need to purchase the policy by, when you can cancel it, what is covered and what is not covered. And there's also different types of policies you can get. You can get a travel policy because you're worried, you might get ill on the trip, or you might get hurt because you're doing rock climbing or
right.
different types of things. So you always want to contact your agent, explain what you'll be doing, what kind of coverage you want, and so there's just a lot of different options and travel policies out there. So you always you want to address your personal cases.
It goes from policy to policy to very specific on what's included in there. So you got to know what you're buying, basically.
Yes.
And those cancel for any reasons, besides getting them when you book the trip, you also can't cancel at the last minute. There's usually a couple of days right before the trip where you can't cancel. Yeah. So those are some things to know about the different policies. And we talked about what happens when you get injured or sick on a trip. Because of the exclusions, do you have to say when you file a claim why you're canceling?
You usually do need to state why you're canceling the trip or why you're making a claim, because of the different types of policies out there, what you might have purchased and what the restrictions or anything that it could state on there.
So the insurer's going to want to know why you're canceling the
Yeah.
trip. You can't just make something up there.
Usually honesty is always the best route.
Oh, well. So where do I get travel insurance? Because I've never actually purchased it. Do I go to my regular agent or the tour company? Or?
You can always call your regular agent, see what they recommend. You can ask your travel agent if you have one of those. You can just always search for different policies or different questions. But yeah, contacting the agent that you feel comfortable with is always a great starting method.
Google's always your friend too.
Yeah,
You look around for deals.
always.
And then there's some like credit cards have travel benefits, and sometimes even a homeowner's policy can have some travel coverage. Are those real travel insurance? Is that enough, or again you have to check?
You have to check, but for homeowners and renters, usually that will only cover lost or damaged items or luggage. So usually that won't cover the actual trip itself.
Okay, your possessions.
Yeah, your possessions.
It's not
you
like
take
a
with
cancellation.
You. Yeah, so you always want to. You can always call and ask though, just to make sure. And you can always you can purchase them, from different people, like insurance companies. So you always just want to see what else could possibly be out there.
Okay. Anything else we need to cover about travel insurance today?
I think the biggest thing is, and I know I've said this a few times, and I just want to reiterate, is
Please do.
always contact the company where you purchased the policy from to find out what options you have at this point, what options you have going forward, and what your policy actually covers.
Okay. So policies vary, so you got to know what you're buying along the way. And if you don't have travel insurance and you have to cancel a trip, you're going to want to work directly with the airline, the hotel, the tour company, whoever you've given money to up front, and see what your options are. Maybe you want to do that ahead of time. So that's it for travel insurance. If you have a question about a policy that you have, be sure to call our helpline. That's it for today. For Melissa Herman, I'm Ben Gonzalez.